Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 21st of May. So looking at this morning's news events first that are coming out, we do have some news. We've got, he says, quickly pressing the right button there. We have this morning's 8:15. Actually, we've already had some data for the UK. Actually, I should mention that first. And Australia, the retail sales in Australia was better than expected, coming in at 1.1% versus the 0.5. The UK retail sales came in at a whopping 9.2% this morning versus the expected 4.5%. Probably not a great shock there as people actually get out into the shops themselves. It's hopefully the real shops will get some quite an uplift as we run through the year, but it's a good start at least. How much of that's still online is another question, but it looks like people are getting out. It seems to coincide with the timing. Anyway, aside of that, it's a day. What else we got? It's a day of manufacturing PMIs. Really, we've got the French data coming out at 8:15. The manufacturing and service data. 8:30 we've got the German manufacturing and services data, and then at 9:30 we've got the UK flash manufacturing and service data, and then at 2:45 we've got the US flash manufacturing data. So it's to say it's that day of all manufacturing. Will be interesting to see how it comes through. We may get a bit more volatility than normal as everyone sort of gets such a focus on US data at the moment and the pressure on potential tapering interest rate increases nearer rather than further. But anyway, we've got ECB President Lagarde speaking at 12 o'clock, and core US Canadian even retail sales at 1:30. So there's a bit of news out there. It might move things. Morning Stanley. So there's things to move these markets this morning. Right, okay, that's the movers. Let's have a look at the technicals anyway. So yesterday, good day in the markets, you could say, for some, at least. The Euro's continued its shove upwards. It's just shy of those prior highs there at 22.45, which is probably quite a line in the sand in the near term. We might find some resistance around there. It's not been a big move through the Asian session. It's mostly steady, a little bit of a push up there, which at the moment, as we come down to actually let's put that to a 60-minute chart, just seeing a bit of a double top, near-term double top. We have got the daily pivot below, which could be a draw. Again, for me, if it carries on rolling like this, I'll look at that sort of level. We'll see what materializes around this 12 o'clock pivot, this daily pivot, and if it can get a bit of a bounce off there. I like the bigger picture. I quite like the current trend we're in. Yep, we've got a double top, bit of divergence. Actually, it's a bit shallow, but yeah, marginal divergences across the highs there. A bit soft on the last part of that journey, maybe. We'll see, but I'm looking for, as I said, for the retraces there. If it bounces, well, I'll be joining the bounce club. If it continues to roll over, well, I'll look and maybe even join that club today. I'm a bit fickle when it comes to Fridays. Fickle Friday. Okay, the pound's edged up yesterday. Not really done too much on its news of great retail sales, but there we are, to be expected. These days they just ignore all the news for the pound. Consolidating on this 4 hourly is not really showing me too much more, and didn't manage to get quite up as high as the euro did relatively to its previous high. And we're seeing this sort of more defined divergent sort of price action. Again, it's not that far away from its 12 o'clock pivot. I keep calling it 12 o'clock pivots today. A daily pivot even. A pullback to that sort of level might again provide opportunities on the buy side. Bit of an uglier look though to what we got here, but we'll see. It may not even just sort of run down to those areas. I mean, I am looking at that sort of as possible buy areas because we're seeing a bit of a sell-off at the moment. But if it does, I mean, these markets can turn quite quickly. Well, perhaps we could see a push up at some stage to these prior highs in the daily R1. Cool, managed to say daily instead of 12 o'clock. Okay, Dollar yen continues its southbound exit, or trying to. It's still in the bigger picture looking, and it's still sitting. I'm going to see if I can pop this on a little bit further up. There we go. Oops, not quite. Um, Never try and change a trend line in front of an audience, he says. There we go. Technology and animals, isn't it? Don't do anything with technology or have animals on your show. Look, it's bounced off there at a couple of days ago, that same trend line. It's coming back to retest it. Maybe we'll see more of a correction to the downside there as the morning progresses. Let's have a look down the time frames. Similar bit of a reversal going on at the moment. Again, it's got a daily pivot above, so if it does need to pull up, there's a point to a target to the upside, but it just looks a little bit more lazy. It just looks more like it's in a stronger trend to the downside there at the moment, from how I see it at the moment. Anyway, right, that's the yen. Quickly onto the Aussie. Didn't even look at this yesterday, and I'm not going to look at it again today. For an intraday day trader, to me that doesn't offer too much. Yes, it might have a bit of ranging going on, but it's just chopping. It's even with the good numbers coming through there, it's not done anything. So I'm not interested. Canadian dollar, I am interested in. I did add to my short yesterday, but it's sitting around this support area around about 25.9, somewhere in that region, 24.8. It's sort of bouncing off there this morning, but I'm still looking at the a bigger correction, as you probably know, and I'll need to switch this to the monthly, and I'm expecting this to take time. So there's the bigger correction area down to that 1682 eventually, but we can sit and wait for that. Okay, New Zealand dollar, it'll be another one of those. It can wait. There we go. Nothing sitting there. Some of the cross pairs continuing to move. Not quite so much yesterday with the euro yen, bit more consolidation, and the way the yen strengthening, the euro's holding up there. It might just be a bit of a sticky, more of a consolidated move on that for now. And apart from this manufacturing data, maybe that will just trickle out during the day and give us enough lift to push these markets up. So we have to allow for those. S&Ps yesterday, much more of a lift there, swinging up a little bit back again. Well, is it going to break that sort of key area just above 41? We're around about 41.80ish. It's put the higher low in. Where is it? 41.77. Is it somewhere in that sort of area? 41. Well, let's call it 41.80. A break above that would be much more bullish. It's steady. It's consolidating, but don't like it either way, really. As I say, it could be pushing up there. Might not get too far. It could just give us a bit of a Gartley pattern and just push up somewhere in between, about halfway between the previous two highs, and roll. We'll see. Okay, that's the S&Ps. Oil, gold. Gold is, well, it's consolidating here, isn't it? It's not really going too far either way. So consolidation sitting there. Okay, that's gold. And finally finish off with oil. Oil took a bit of a hit yesterday, I understand, and it is taking, yeah, okay, we're seeing a bit more of a correction as talks with Iran, US talks with Iran, are improving. Apparently it looks like, well, oil's getting the kick in that eventually may develop into something a bit more significant. It has broken the key trend there for now, but this could be a very fickle move, and quite a risky move to jump in with this sort of news driving it at this stage, because if anything falls apart, it could easily just turn on the dime and run back up there. But it is technically certainly looking softer on oil now. Right, okay, that's Bitcoin. I forgot about Bitcoin and cryptos and all that stuff. So after a couple of days ago, we saw that big sell-off running through on Wednesday. Thursday, a bit of a recovery, a bit of consolidation where we're sitting now. And is it consolidation to turn around, or are we going to see a bit of a continuation? maybe we're just going to get a bit more consolidation and more of a correction. Well, who knows? It really is anyone's guess where this is going at the moment. I know we've got a lot of people that like following cryptos, and whether now's the time to be buying. I'm just looking across the likes of Ripple. Ripple's not done too much yesterday either. Ethereum, well, consolidation. Just get a feeling at the moment we're looking at these, there could be some more downside. So big Ripple news today that I'm just being told here. So the analyst has just told me that. We'll see what comes of the big Ripple news. It's all court case stuff, I assume that. Yep. So that could be driving Ripple. The others, well, they're not looking too rosy at the moment, I would suggest. I will leave it there, and I'm sorry I've disappointed those that like to hold it regardless. But there are times when things go down and come back up again. I wish you a great day and a great weekend, and I will be speaking to you live on Monday morning. Bye for now.